I even took a shower for you, so yeah.
My the shirt I first wore for my first video, so I figured
I like it.
Full circle here.
All right. Hey, everybody. We're thank you for coming back. We are around 30 minutes, and I have a very special guest, like I always say, and everything. That is a really good dude. I got Jason. He is from Patriot Prime Reviews. So how you doing, fella?
Hoo-ah! Doing good tonight, buddy. How are you? I appreciate you having me on.
No problem. The honor is all mine, man. And I remember 8 years of doing that, man. Golly. I wish I would have said before we get into that. So I want to say thank you very much for your service and everything. How long were you in?
I was in from 1998 to 2007.
Okay, I was in 96 to 04. I never got deployed or anything. I was.
You got out just as I deployed.
Yeah, we was always on stand call, on call first, when I did 4 years active and 4 years guard, and we were always, ready to go, but they never called us up. So, anyways, like I said, thank you very much for your service.
Thank you.
I love, talking to people. So, everybody knows that you're a reviewer and everything. So you all do Transformers and stuff. So, is there any other lines that you collect, or is it just all Transformers?
Pretty much it's strictly Transformers. I mean, I used to collect Star Wars, but it kind of got to the point where how many Darth Vaders can you have?
You still have about Transformers too, though. How many Optimus Primes can you have?
Yeah, but they all transform different. Darth Vader, you're either going to get Darth Vader with a fist like this or like this.
Exactly. Good point. Really good point. I like that.
Behind me, of course, everybody's seen my display on my videos. Yeah. This section here was all Star Wars halfway. Okay. And then as the Transformer collection built, Star Wars started going in the closet back in the back. That kind of whittled it down to some of my favorite characters from the original trilogy. There's not many of the new ones I really fell in love with.
Right, gotcha. That's cool. So it's mainly just Transformer now. I mean, have you wanted to collect another line or anything, or?
I've toyed with it, but in my area, I really don't have many options. The only brick and mortar I have is a Walmart. My nearest Target is 2 hours away in Roanoke, Virginia. So if I'm going to do anything, it's going to be either Walmart based or Amazon or some type of online shopping. So it's a rabbit hole I really don't want to jump into.
Gotcha.
Now I went to the local GameStop today because I had to pre-order the new Mortal Kombat game.
Oh yeah, 11.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
And I was surprised how much of a collector store collectibles GameStop is now. I mean, Marvel Legends, your pop figures, your cards, it blew me away.
Yep. I got some NECA figures from there. I do a little line of the NECA horror film, slasher movie figs and everything, and they've got in a couple of those and everything. So I've been going to that.
I've had a NECA Jason from Part 6 in my Amazon cart for probably 3 months now.
You should get it. It's really good. It's really good. If you're a big slasher fan, the NECA figures are really good. I'm really impressed with them and everything. So
I've watched a lot of the reviews. They look great, but I'm just like, where? I mean,
I know. I'm running out of room too. And my wife says I can only have one collection, and I'm not going to get a ton of those. So I just keep it little, small, and everything. But I'll do just Transformers also too. So it's cool. All right, cool. Well, so do you see an end to your collecting? Like, do you see do you see yourself at the, when you get older, you just be like, I'm just done, or once you get to a point, do you have a certain point or set point to quit?
I honestly don't know. I thought for a while, when you see these real kid-friendly lines come out, like I knew we were at the Power of the Primes, then you see Cyberverse, and I thought, sweet, Cyberverse, and of course the Bumblebee movie. I'm like, I'm really not into the movie figures anymore. So I thought, okay, with Cyberverse, Bumblebee, there's my chance to have a break. Oh no, here comes Siege. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I've seen you've got a couple of them. What do you think of the Siege so far?
I'm really impressed. I mean, they're solid figures.
Yep.
And you compare them to what we've been getting lately, it's amazing. It's like completely different plastic quality. Of course, in one of my videos, I made the comment that you see. I don't have my boxes around, but Takara Tomy was on the package. I missed somewhere in all my Facebook groups. I didn't realize that they had kind of connected as one.
Yeah,
we are going to get better products, which which would justify that price point a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, with the more, more articulation and better paint and everything, and just the playability. I think they go well with the Titan returns. With all the bases and the little headmasters, and I think all the weapons. They're kind of like target masters kind of thing going on.
And they fit well together. Did you see my picture I had where I combined battle trap and flywheel?
Yeah, exactly.
Together.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, so I think the playability for this line is really helping a lot. For the only thing I could really use is a cartoon. Would be awesome, like some backstories to
with
all this.
Good animation.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm tired of this cheap animation.
Yeah, like something like straight to Netflix or something. That would be it would be so cool to have a backstory to all these characters. I know there's always already G1 characters, but I mean just for the War for Cybertron kind of background, something like the game or something, that would be really cool to really step it up a notch for the Siege line.
Well, you see where Travis Knight's already saying he wants to do a Cybertron movie.
Did it? I didn't see that.
I saw that posted somewhere right before it got on here. Yeah, actually.
Good. I'm excited. I'm really excited for the B movie next week. I'm definitely. Are you taking a little man to go see it?
I'm hoping to. I got on one of the forums and I asked if there's anything questionable about it. I know the Michael Bay movies, you always had some girl's ass in your face or some dogs humping each other.
Yeah.
I want to take him through something like this. And they said there's nothing like that in this movie. I think they said shit once.
Okay, I think it's PG-13. I think they drop maybe a cuss word here and there and everything, but I think it's gonna be fine for kids and everything. So that's good. Cool. All right. So so one of the big questions is I'm gonna ask you why and how did you get into reviews?
All right, it's a good thing you're sitting down. This came to be, now my last job I worked at a casino and I was a security officer. I got to toss rich entitled people out on their asses. It was glorious. And all the guys I worked with, it was night shift. We worked from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Okay.
We're all a bunch of military guys. We're all a bunch of ex-law enforcement. And what we would do our nights off, because we'd stay up all night while our families are sleeping. We really got into video games. And one of the guys I played with got involved in Twitch, and all he did was just rave about Twitch. He said, Twitch is awesome. And he kept telling me, with your personality, you ought to do a Twitch channel.
Okay.
And so I got to looking into it. Now, all your Twitch channel, how you and I are talking right now, that's how these guys play the games.
Yep.
Now, I have a large TV, and I sit across my living room all spread out on my couch like this, usually in my underwear, and I didn't think anybody really want to see that. So I told him, I said, and I don't like playing online a lot with kids because, I'm 45. I'm going to hop on a game. A 10-year-old's going to call me all kinds of names and kick my ass. So I'm not a big fan of that.
Exactly.
So my buddy says, well, you can connect YouTube videos to it. Why don't you talk about Transformers? You know a lot about those. And I was like, boom, the seed just got planted. So at that moment, I was always watching Transformer reviews, especially at night. Casinos closed. We still have a few hours to kill. There's nothing going on. We watch YouTube videos, and I would always watch. I think before I got started, it was the Titans Return line was coming out. So I was watching videos on them. And the more I got to watching, I got to thinking, I said, I can do this. So it was all about figuring out how first. I would get on forums and ask questions. All my videos and reviews are done on my Galaxy S7 right here. And I've got a program on my computer that I do all my editing and little special effects. So once I did the research and kind of got the feel for how people were reviewing, then I thought, okay, now's the next step. How am I going to present myself? Do I want to be a pair of talking hands? You see so many reviewers where all it is the hands and the figures. Do I want to do like what you do? You're right there in front talking to folks and you're displaying the figure. So I decided I'm just going to combine the two and utilize my old G1 knowledge. If you watch my G1 reviews, I always do the history of the figure based on Marvel Comics and the cartoon. I apologize to our UK audience, but I never read many of the UK comics. So I would always do that kind of as my lead in. Then you got my hands displaying the figure and then me giving my personal review, whether you want it or not.
Yeah.
But I think the hardest thing for me to come up with was kind of my name and gimmick.
Yeah.
Something to really stand out. Originally my channel was going to be called Action Figure 73, because that's my gamer tag and my email address that I got back in Iraq, because everybody knew I liked toys, so they started calling me Action Figure.
Oh, gotcha. That's cool.
But I like that didn't have a ring to it.
Right.
When I was at ShardaCon in 2013, I had just got this
I saw that.
The Patriot Prime tattoo.
That's awesome.
They gave me the nickname Patriot Prime. So one day I'm driving home from work and I thought, Patriot Prime Reviews. Throw on the combat hat, boom, there's the gimmick.
Yeah. That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I've seen the tattoo. That's really cool. How long did it take to get that?
Oh, that was 3 different trips to Charlotte.
Oh.
The first time it was The Rock, Optimus Prime, and the outline of the flag.
Gotcha.
Then I went back and they did the background, the red, and the flag itself, and then I went in for a touch-up. I had that completed about a month before ShardaCon. It was my 40th birthday present. My wife went and had this intricate tribal design done, and I was like, transform an American flag. Hoorah.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Cool. So, so speaking of your wife, does she support your collection or your plastic craft?
I don't know if she supports it, but she accepts it.
Hey, Lisa, do you accept my collection?
Well, it's still here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still here. So it's still here. So evidently.
Oh, and your wife's name's Lisa too. So.
Oh, is your wife named Lisa?
Sir.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
When we were first dating, this was hid. This is a spare bedroom of my house.
Okay.
I have an old house that was built in the 1920s that we've renovated. This was an old bedroom. And as I messaged you earlier, this room has no heat. This room has no air conditioning.
Yeah.
We're not using it for anything else. So this is where the collection went.
Okay.
And when we first started dating, this was the room she knew nothing about until a few.
You want to see my date or my collection?
And she would always wonder, how come every time we go to the mall, you disappear to the toy section? I'm for my brother. Isn't he 24?
Yeah, exactly. Well, when I told I told my wife that I collected. I first started, but she didn't know how bad it was until she came over and saw it. She's like, I thought you were kind of casual collector, but then she saw my collection. She's like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. So it didn't scare her off. So that's fine. So
back when I was really collecting, I didn't really have a specific set. I do the Transformers, but I had the Todd McFarlane movie Maniac figures. I did some of the different Spawn figures. I had a little bit of everything. But when I got back from Iraq is when I really developed that interest in G1. I was over there. I lucked out. When I was first in Iraq, I worked FDC, which is Fire Direction Control. We had top secret clearance. So my first few months in Iraq, I worked in an office. I helped guide the trucks. We were convoy security escorts, and my job was help radio in the trucks. So I got a pretty cush job, and we were on the internet all the time. That's when I first discovered TFW 2000, TFW 2005, AllSpark, pages like that. Yeah. And that's when I really realized how big the Transformer community was. So a year in Iraq, I'm looking at all this stuff, and it's kind of what sparked my interest in really just focusing on Transformers.
That's cool. That's awesome. I was a cook in the military, so I didn't have time to. I wasn't even doing anything back then. When I got in, I think Beast Wars just came out and everything. So
I started off in artillery, and I was actually artillery for years. And when we deployed to Iraq, they're like, "Oh, you guys are MPs now. Here's 2 weeks of training. Have fun."
Nice. I think that they got rid of actually our MOS they got rid of it or something. I think a lot of people went to infantry and all that stuff and everything. So I'm glad I got out. But anyways, I wish I would have stayed the 20, but
Oh, me too. I could have retired this June.
Oh yeah, me too. I could have retired through 2 years ago. I could have retired for 20 years, but well, life happens, and I'm glad I did it. I learned a lot, and everything helped me a lot. So so there's that. All right, cool. Well, let's see. So another question is, do you have a Grail piece or a centerpiece in your collection that you're just? And I think it was I saw an instructor. Was it that was one of your Grail pieces?
He's right here, actually.
Yeah.
There he is.
That's nice.
100% complete and unbroken. I actually pieced him together. Took me about a year and a half.
Yeah. So no GPS at all?
None whatsoever.
Nice. Man, that's hard to find. them older, the later version, later in the line stuff, you know, and Beast Wars. I've got some Beast Wars stuff that got some GPS are starting to end up, they're flaking and everything. So
I actually had 3 different bristlebacks and keeping one in the shell here.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up taking these apart in a Frankenstein. So his arms are gone, his legs are gone. But I Frankenstein this one and another to make the complete one that I stuck in one structure there.
Gotcha.
This one I just used as a filler in the shell. And I have, let's see, Ice Pick, Wildfly, Scow, and Bird Brain. I have extra bots of those so I could display them with the weapons, because those were what took me the longest to find. I had an instructor built within probably 8 months, but tracking down those little tiny guns took forever. And I thought, if I'm going to spend all that time tracking these down, I'm going to display them.
That's what I have a problem with the Pretenders. Some of the the robots when they're little guns, they're kind of hard. They're more. I think they're worth more than what the whole figure is worth. I think sometimes. Pretty sad, but anyways. So I mean, do you have anything? Do you have any other Grail pieces that you're looking at that you would love to add to your collection?
That's my Thunderwing. That's one of my favorite figures. I was glad to get a hold of him.
Nice.
Right here, like I told you, I went to Shardacon, and I got one of the 75 exclusive figures from that convention. Of course, that was a one-and-done convention. They did it in 2013, and they just didn't have the funding to continue on.
Oh, it was only 1 year? I thought it did a couple of years.
No, it was 2013, and then they was going to have it in 2014. Decided to skip a year, have it in 2015, and then I believe, maybe mistaken, but I think TFCon kind of absorbed it.
Okay, yeah, I think it would, on the East Coast.
But it was fun. That was my first Transformers convention. I got to meet a lot of guys like you. Like I said, I always thought there was just a bunch of, nerds living in their mom's basement, and a bunch of regular Joes. I mean, from all walks of life. You wouldn't believe all the military vets that I have met.
You should go to TFCon, man. You should, if it comes over back to the East Coast.
I would love to.
Pretty cool. I think the one in Western Virginia was last year.
I actually had tickets to go to that. We had a motel room booked and ready to go, but at that point is when I changed jobs and I wasn't able to go. The job I'm at now kind of fell into my lap because I went from working all nights to an 8 to 4:30 job.
Oh, so different.
I could pass that up, especially with my little.
Oh, yeah, that's understandable. So TFH 101, good dude. He has a question. He says, I don't know about you, but I've been seeing people around the community basically being judgmental about other people's purchases. Do you think it's too far? That's a good question. I've asked people the question. What do you think of the communities? Is it negative or is it positive? What do you see a lot of in the community right now?
Well, this community is better than the Star Wars community. I can give you that right now.
Wow.
Most of the community members I've met, I'd say 80%, it's all positive. I've met great people on all these communities, but every now and then you get that one that's just, he's your triggered SJW freak. I think it was last week I went to one of our local Dollar General stores. I visited my mom and dad, went to Dollar General, and they had a used Blu-ray box. And in the box was Transformers The Last Night, marked down to $4.99. I took a picture of it. I'm a jokester. I said, okay, I got a funny thing. So I snapped a picture of it. I put it on one of the Facebook pages, and I said, still too much.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I got on there, told me to go fuck myself. How dare I? Michael Bay saved the franchise, I was like, dude, I didn't like the movie.
Yeah.
But I ended up deleting the post because I was getting kind of irate.
Yeah.
But
no, I understand.
Like that. But I'll see it. I'll see the threads where somebody will post something. Somebody's really proud of something. You always got those ones just knocking it down. But, it's those things. I see it. I don't like it. I just keep on scrolling.
Yeah. Well, some people don't do that. And that's, I would say probably 95% of the franchise, the community or franchise is really good. I've met a lot of good people. The ROC is a really good place to go. Remote collectors. There's a lot of great. I've made a lot of great friends from that. And I've got to see them at TFCon, and it's a really good group. So if you want to get away from that kind of thing, usually I would suggest going to ROC, and you get a lot of good people there. And everything. So.
Actually, my Facebook usage has shifted big time. I'm not on my personal page hardly any at all anymore. I just focus on
really?
the groups, you know, with the common ground. We don't deal with the politics, and we don't deal with all that other crap. We're talking about our hobbies that we enjoy. So that's one aspect of it. And another thing going on in the community, I remember when I first started this, one of the reviewers I talked to, he said, when you do your review, link it on Facebook. That's your biggest biggest draw for people to watch. And when I first started, I used to get people on there all the time says, "Who are you? We're not watching this. Quit sharing your shit." Stuff like that.
Well, I guess they would get mad
I'm
at
a long
me.
way in a year.
They would get mad at me because I share mine everywhere. I get crap on it on Showercast and everything and all that stuff. But you know, I don't care. I'll post it. You know, if you don't like it, just scroll on by.
Scrolling through it. That's your biggest problem with this generation. Nobody scrolls on.
Yeah.
But that's the whole story.
Okay. Yeah, TF. Yeah, just hit me up, TF fan, and we'll definitely set up a time and we'll get you on here and everything. So another question: with the holidays around, do you have any childhood memories of of you getting Transformers or any kind of collectible? I mean, not collectible, but toys. As your childhood. Do you remember any of that?
As far as Transformers go, it was Christmas 1984. I got Optimus Prime from my grandmother on my mom's side. I got Megatron from my grandfather on my dad's side, Soundwave from my aunt, Jazz from my sister, and Ratchet from mom and dad.
Oh,
and
nice.
The biggest disappointment was Jazz broke on me that very same day. So the next day we went to I can't remember the stores. One of the stores that don't exist anymore. It was back in '84. Went back. They were completely out of Jazz's, so I got a Sunstreaker instead of a Jazz.
Oh, nice.
But
nice.
For some reason, I was still disappointed because I like Jazz better.
Yeah. I remember. I think '86. Man, I got a Skylink.
Western Auto. That was that store. Western Auto.
We had an Alco. It's not. It was like a kind of like a Walmart, but it was like a low budget Walmart kind of thing going on. So I remember one Christmas, like an '86, I think it's 86 or '87. I got from my mom. I got Skylynx, Trypticon, Galvatron, Scourge, Cyclonus. I got a lot of the '86 movie stuff and everything. I just remember that Christmas. It was a really good Christmas and everything.
These kids don't know how good they're. Or I'm gonna say kids. I'm 45. Everybody 30.
Yeah.
But y'all don't realize how good you guys have it. When we were shopping, you went to the store, and if it wasn't on that peg, you were absolutely out. There was no hopping on Amazon back then. I remember the biggest, or the G1 figure mini bot, because back in the day, you get a $5 allowance. That sucker stretch all week. With that $5 allowance, I would always get my Transformer comic book, and I could spend that $3 and get a minifigure. And the one I wanted the most was Power Glide, and I never ever found a Power Glide in the store. It wasn't until I started collecting G1 that I finally got one.
Nice. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I had a bunch of mini bots. I just did a thing on my channel about what kind of what did you take with you, like when you was a kid? You
put saw that today.
Backpack. So I had the tank. I got. I'm going blank now. Warpath, Jesus. Yeah, I had Warpath. I remember him, and I loved tanks as a kid, and I just loved that little Warpath, and the jump starters. I love their little gimmick. You pull them back, and they flip over and everything. They were cheap and everything, but yeah, I remember. And my mom used to give me GoBots, and said they were Transformers. I didn't know any different, So it was
my first transformable figure was a GoBot.
Nice.
This one right here.
You still got it? Oh,
still got it.
Yeah, I had him. That's nice.
I don't know what it was about drill tanks in the '80s. Everything had a drill tank.
Exactly. Yeah, Twin Twist had the drills too and everything. So another question is, if you could go back and change your collecting habits, would you? Would you go and would you collect a different way, or would you collect another line, or any of that stuff?
The biggest thing now, somebody else you interviewed said the same thing, is as my collection grows and my interests change, I sell stuff from this collection to fund the next.
Okay.
I mean, I've had all the lines. When I got back into Transformers, it was Beast Wars. I didn't like the Maximals, though. I had every Predacon.
Predacons? Yeah.
So I had every Predacon. Then the Beast Machines came out. Those figures sucked, but I still got the Viacons then. So I got those. RID came out, which I was excited. They were finally turned into cars. Man, I had everything. And then I got that G1 itch. I got a G1 6-shot. Found him at a yard sale. And he was actually my first restoration. I mean, when I got him, he had paint on him, markers, one weapon was gummed up. It's like whoever had him tried to fill in the gaps on the gun with caulk.
Oh.
So I cleaned this figure up. I stripped the stickers off. That's where I also discovered toy hacks. And if you know me and toy hacks, we become like this lately.
Yeah.
And after restoring that figure, and I posted on some Facebook group, I forget what it was, and everybody just kind of raved about it. I was like, I have to find more G1s. I really have to get into this. And this is also the time when the commemorative series was coming out.
Oh, from Toys R Us?
Yep. Yeah. So I didn't have a Toys R Us around me, but when I go visit my sister in High Point, there was a Toys R Us nearby. We go to Roanoke, get a Toys R Us. I looked out and I found a Dirge right off the bat. Then Skywarp.
Skywarp, yeah.
KB Toys used to have some. I remember getting Sideswipe. He was on clearance for like $4.99. I got 5 of them.
KB has some exclusives too. I remember that. So Mateo Potato, that's a cool name. He wants to know, just a thought of question, what is the absolute worst best figure you have? I figure that out of the pile of awesomeness in your collection, what's the one that feel it doesn't do it for you? I can't answer that. I can't look at my collection right now.
The worst best.
Probably Wheelie.
Oh, Wheelie. Well, no, because Wheelie's a worst. There's no saving grace for him. Have you ever seen my
I did.
Turd challenge where I
did? Yep.
Glowing review? I will say, looking right here above me, I have Unicron display. Okay. He's the original Armada Unicron. He's the best worst figure for me because as far as best, he stands out. He's orange. He's big. You walk into my office, bam, you see him. I even have him holding the Death Star.
Oh, nice.
Hold on one second. Let me see how much corn I have here. Hey.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
I'm not good with this. So anyway, get back organized. So as far as best, worst, yeah, he looks good, but I can't transform that son of a bitch for nothing. I've transformed him once. His wings are always constantly flopping around. I have them propped with fishing lines so they stay in the right position. He barely, I mean, the got his feet all jacked up so it'll fit on the shelf. I don't know. I guess that's it. He's awesome. I won't sell him. He looks great, but he sucks.
Yeah, exactly. I got him in the recolor. They have well, I actually have 3 of them. I have him, the Energon recolor, and the 25th anniversary something. I forgot which one it was, but I got. I think it's Amazon.
One out that looked really movie-like.
Yeah, I think it was Amazon. They had an Amazon exclusive, and they had another one. They put 4 out or something like that. They got green one
toy hack set. There's a good toy hack set for him, but it focuses more on the planet mode than the robot mode. And that's about the only thing. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was saying some really cool displays when he's in planet mode.
But yeah, Potato. That's it. I've never really talked about that figure.
That's cool. That's awesome. So, so another question is, with working, you have a family and everything. So, how do you relax? What is it that you like to do that just really calm you down, and just you can relax and be in your own state of mind?
Well, I used to love parking myself in front of the couch and playing video games. Okay. I can't do that anymore because of Dylan. Granted, every game I play is gory and disgusting, so I try not to play when he's around.
Right.
And when I do get a game that I enjoy, he takes it over, and I still don't get to play. Bought Spider-Man PS4, showed him how to play it. That's it. Every time I even try to sit down and do it, he wants to play. Then the wife fusses at me. Let him play.
Yeah.
And then the other day, my 4-year-old beat my score on one of the challenges.
Really?
Oh, that was embarrassing. I'm like, I'm done. That's it.
That's like beating him in basketball. It comes to that time. You're like, I think every father's like, yeah, I don't want that day to come.
Basketball.
Yeah, but that day will come. One of these days, it will come. I'm just saying. That's cool. That's awesome.
The other thing I really enjoy doing, I love, is my toy hacks and repro labels. When I get those sets in, it's kind of like model building for me.
Yeah.
And I drive myself nuts with these sticker applications. I've been working on the punch counterpunch set, and there's lines on this thing like the doors. You have to line up perfectly. You got these stickers right here that go in the vents. And I'm one of these type. I mean, I got these teeny tiny tweezers.
Oh yeah.
That I work, and I will take a sticker on and off again, over and over again, to make sure it's perfectly straight. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm the only one that's ever going to notice.
That's OCD in you, man.
But yeah, I do that. I come up here. I got lights set up, a little workstation, and that's something I enjoy doing. And of course, now it's the reviews. I'll come up with a review, and then of course, as I try to get the ideas, I'm all about. I have to have an intro and dig stuff up. That's relaxing to me. I love the editing process. I kind of get really creative with that sometimes.
Me too. Me too. You know, when I get to the point where it's not relaxing and I don't like to do it, then I'll kind of quit, because I really like doing it. Because I don't make any money on this, you know, and so I'm just having a good time just doing a review and, you know, putting out what I think of the figure and, you know, everything. So I got this guy. I built him. This is the Flames Toys Starscream.
Is it a model?
Yeah, it's a model kit. Yeah, it don't transform. So I'm gonna put some stickers on him. I'm gonna do a review on him and everything. So I do too. I don't do the Toy Hawks or the Rep labels or anything, but I do. If I do get stickers, I do like putting stickers on a Transformer. It's pretty fun.
I'll tell you, the most challenging set I've done lately was that Predaking.
Yeah, I watched a couple of them. I still haven't seen the combined one. I need to watch that one and everything. How was that?
It was rough. There was, of course, with Toy Hacks, there's no map that comes with the stickers. You have to be the monitor in front of you. You have to look, and it's a lot of really searching. You got to match up lines and everything, which is part of the fun. I enjoy it. The Nemesis Prime I did, they forgot to put the sticker map on the website.
Really?
So I'm doing this whole thing by their pictures only.
Yeah,
and of course, after the review came out, Toy Hacks actually contacted me and let me know, hey, thanks for telling us we got the sticker map on there now.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's awesome. That's good. Yeah. I watched quite a few of these videos. Those were really good. So another question, not Transformer wise, is if you could have one meal, it'd be your last meal, don't want anything to happen to you bad or anything like that, what would be your last meal that you would have?
I'm going to have to say Chicago deep dish pizza.
Nice. Good.
I love Chicago pizza so much. I went to an Uno's, and after going to that was my first Chicago deep dish pizza. I was like, I have to learn to make these. And now I do. I make my own Chicago pizzas.
Oh, nice.
Scratch. I make my own dough, my own sauce, everything.
Wow.
So
that's hardcore.
I was going to have a last meal. I want a big old honking slice of that. And I like meat on my pizza. I don't want any vegetables. Vegetables belong in the salad beside the pizza.
Exactly. Exactly. Good choice.
That would have to be it. That and a Mountain Dew. I'll watch my food.
All right. So we'll go back to Transformers. So who's your favorite character and why?
This is going to come to a surprise, being Patriot Prime. I love Megatron. Megatron has always been my favorite character. I loved him in G1. I mean, I don't know what it was. He just was a good bad guy. I remember being aggravated in Marvel Comics that they never really fleshed him out. If you remember in the stories, he was the main bad guy, 4-issue miniseries. Shockwave takes him out. Once he gets repaired, the Dinobots and Ratchet take him out. He disappears until issue 13 where he has amnesia. Then he's wandering around, gets reactivated into the leadership role. The Shockwave takes him out with the help of the Predacons and the destruction of the space bridge. So nobody correct me on that. I remember he blew up the space bridge on himself. Then he disappears again for issue after issue. We have to deal with Ratbat being the leader of the Decepticons. And then he comes back with the Pretender Starscream, only to get blown up again, fused with Ratchet, which was a messed up thing to read as a kid.
Yeah, it was.
I always hated how they did him in Marvel Comics. And then when the live action movies came out, you know, it sucked because he's the main baddie you don't see until the last 20 minutes of the film. Barely used in the second film. Of course, the forest scene's the only good scene out of that movie. Guy that tells me to go fuck myself because I didn't like Babe first. There you go. Dark of the Moon, still underutilized. You know, of course, after that, they suck. So, but I always liked him. I liked how he was portrayed in the cartoon, even better in the movie. I don't collect Masterpiece. I have my MPO-1, my Patriot Prime, that my wife bought me while I was in Iraq. and I really didn't have the money to really invest in MPs, but I had to get that MP Megatron. And of course, I settled for the Infinite Transformation Emperor Destruction, which is a damn near perfect copy of MP36. But that's it. I've always liked how he portrayed. I liked his voice and his other iterations, if I said that right.
Yeah.
Beast Wars. He was damn near perfect in Beast Wars. Not the same Megatron, but still the character.
Yeah.
Was great. And then, of course, Prime, he was great in that also.
He was really great in All Hail Megatron. That was a really good series.
Oh, yeah, the IDW.
That's a really good series. I wish they would do a straight to movie of All Hail Megatron.
That'd be perfect.
That'd be good.
That's actually the book that got me into IDW. And then I discovered all the hardback collections, and I collected those all the way through the end of, I guess, phase 1 before the Lost Light and all those took over.
Right,
and I just could not get into that. That was too soap opera for me. And I had to leave it after that.
I understand. I got it. So where would you like to see Transformers to go in the future? Like if it lasts, which I hope it does, I hope it lasts another 30 plus years. Where would you like to see Transformers go?
Well, I hope it stays around. I want to see my son, hopefully, of course, he's going to get all this.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I hope it survives. I mean, God has been going on 30 plus years and it's still rocking and rolling. So I don't see it really going anywhere unless it goes the line of G.I. Joe where they just determine it's too violent. And I don't know. It's
possibility.
It's hard to tell. You never know with the way things are going anymore.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
These will always be here. It'll always exist. You get people all the time that, oh my God, such and such destroyed my childhood. No, they didn't. My childhood is right there.
Yeah.
So, but I hope to see it last. I hope to see, with the positive reviews of this movie that's happening, maybe they'll reboot it, not reboot, but continue on and do it right, and maybe listen to the fans and give us what we want.
Yeah.
If it's true, because what I hear is the opening of Bumblebee is a Cybertron war scene, which takes me back to Terminator 2. Remember that great opening in Terminator 2?
Oh, yeah.
Which you can just watch over. That was my surround sound demonstration scene anytime people would come over.
Very nice.
But that's what we want more of. We don't want human stories. I want to see robots fighting robots. I want to see their stories.
Yeah, so, they should have started off at Cybertron.
I'd like to see it continue on. I mean, it's just growing and growing. I don't see it stopping right now. Even if the movie tanked, hell, last night sucked. We still bought their toys. They had fantastic toys there. Voyager Megatron, the Nitro Zeus, great toys. Berserker sucked. I hated him.
Yeah.
But even though the movies are horrible, the toys still sell. The new line's coming out even better than before, and they're always improving on each other.
Yeah, that's good. I'm hoping that the main line stays focused more on like Siege. And I like Titan Returns was good. Powder Primes was fun. They had some good ones in there. But Siege, I really hope they learn that this is what we want, and they build on from that and everything. So
well, I think they learned on Hasbro Toy Shop when they screwed up and marked them down to $9.99 the other day.
Yeah, I saw that. I already had the Deluxes, so I didn't realize. I need to get the Megatron and Optimus and everything. But Spinal Tap, Snook, he wants to know what your favorite Megatron look is. I'm guessing probably G1, more likely.
You guessed right.
Yeah.
I love the G1 look, and then followed by the Transmetal 2 Megatron.
Okay, nice.
The one I'm now afraid to touch because I hear he's really GPS prone now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
G2, I do enjoy because G2, when that toy came out, that was in my opinion, compared to MP36, that is the best Megatron head sculpt we've ever got.
Okay, yeah, I like it. I like him as a tank. It's fine. I mean, he's always will be a gun, but I do like the gun. I'm sorry, the tank. Because I loved tank as a kid, so it was always a special place in my heart and all that stuff and everything. So all right, cool.
I want to see a howitzer transformer. Like I said, I was artillery. We've never seen a howitzer. You think about it.
What would you name it?
Oh, we're going to hit with that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to stump you.
And it won't be Howie, so I need something better than that.
It should be Agent H or something. All right.
I'm going to think on that. This is going to hit me here in a second.
Okay.
If I don't give you an answer, I'm going to be up all night thinking of this.
It's fine, man. It's okay, man. That's cool. All right, so that's good. So basically, this is the usually the last question I ask and everything. So, where do you see Patriot Prime Review in 5 years?
Well, considering in 5 years I'm going to be 50, I don't know. Um, I'd like to see it continue on. I enjoy doing it. I'm probably still going to be buying these things up until I'm 50 plus. I mean, it's what I enjoy. I'm not a sports guy. I saw you bitching about your team the other day, but I was an asthmatic growing up. I never played sports. I never developed an interest to them. I mean, this is what I involved myself in when I was a kid, and it kind of stuck with me. So I love the figures. I'm always walking down the aisle, and walking down the toy aisles rather.
Yeah.
And I love surrounding myself. This room is my happy place. I come in here just kind of get away and hang out. And I love doing the reviews. I'd like to see the channel grow. I've really been impressed with how much I've shot up all of a sudden. Of course, I'm learning new tricks each and every month. I was kind of disappointed when YouTube zinged me on my Real American Hero intro that I've used for a year.
They didn't let you use it?
Well, what it was is I finally got dinged on it. They said you can use it, but if I ever get to the point where I'm monetized, any video with that song on it won't be accepted.
Right.
So then Bert the Stormtrooper, I got to know him. He was an Army vet too. On his videos, he had like a introduction to himself. So I filmed one of those, but it was a minute long. So who wants to watch a minute long intro into a video? I know myself, when I'm watching them, I'll skip through those.
Yeah.
I hate people with the overly long intros. Then I did another intro with a cadence. And then as of 2 videos ago, I found a new royalty-free rock song that I think kind of fits with the titles.
Yeah, I like it. It's really good.
Thank you.
It fits you really good.
But I'd like to see the channel grow. I'm really getting to enjoy meeting people. I want to get out to the TF cons, different conventions. I've actually looked for 2019. There's nothing close to me anywhere.
Oh, really? Man.
Of course, I'm little southern West Virginia. We don't get too much.
Well, I mean, you can get close. Let's see. There's one in Kentucky. It's the it used to be BotCon, but now it's called Pete'sCon, and it's in Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know how far that is from you.
See that one? There's one. I forget. I just looked at it today, and then I clocked the map on. I think it's in Missouri or something, which I thought was funny.
Yeah. It's in Kansas City.
Kansas City. That's it.
My God, it blanked on my.
Con.
What's that?
I said it's something con.
Yeah, man, I forgot. My God, I know the guy. One of the guys that helps run it, or he's really big into it. His name's Lance. Really good dude. Man, I cannot believe I'm just blanked out. Somebody hopefully in the chat will tell me what it is. I forgot the name of the Kansas City con.
I got Google right here.
I was like, I know it. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, I've wanted to go to that one. I'm about 6 hours away from Kansas City. So I thought
it was so cool in your last review when you were doing TJ Duct. I think that's pronounced his name. TJ Duct, yeah. Like, I was at this convention. I just heard your voice and knew who you were. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and T-Fan said Baldwin Com needs to be a thing. No, man, that's good, man. Nobody wants to come to Arkansas, man.
TF Expo.
TF Expo, there it is. Golly, I cannot believe I forgot it. Lance gonna be mad at me now. So. Anyways, I've heard it's really good. It used to be in it was in another state. They moved it last year. They moved it to this year to Kansas City. And there's a Dairy Con. It's a small little one. It's up in Wisconsin.
I've seen that one. That has the coolest little figures though. A lot of the repaints of the G1s.
Yeah, they got a little fun. They're really funny. It's a little small little con for people in Wisconsin. I know quite a few people that go to that one. You got TF Con. Then you got used to have BotCon, but it's not anymore. So I would like to see more conventions. We got Little Rock Comic Con. We got some little Comic Cons around here and all that stuff and everything. But I would love to see some more Transformer.
We have nothing in this area. We have a chocolate festival, a dandelion festival, a river festival. Every town's got some little festival going on. But we do so much. I'm actually near the Greenbrier Hotel, which was the big deal for the Fallout 76 game, where I hear sucks. Okay. But so there's a lot of hoopla going around that before the game came out. And there's always these big artsy fartsy thing going on. We actually got our first Renaissance Fair this summer, which was fun.
Oh.
I got to talking to some people. I said, let's create the Greenbrier Comic-Con. And I got people interested, but it's just getting that extra push to see how we can make it happen. I'd love to bring something like that to the area.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I know a dude that runs, he runs the Little Rock Comic Con here. And he's done it for 10 years. Next year's gonna be his last year, man. It's just so much, so much crap and everything. It's a really hard thing to do, man. But if you get it, up and going, and you get it, a lot of people are doing it. It's a fun time. I love going to them, and they're really fun and everything. So hopefully, good luck. You get to, people get more interested in it, and you get to do it.
I'm hoping. I guess our closest con, there's the Roanoke Valley Comic Con. It's not really Transformers, but just something to get us nerd people together.
Yeah, no, yeah. The Little Rock Comic Con is, it does have some Transformers there, but it's everything. Star Wars, Power Rangers, anything you think of, Marvel, DC, all that stuff and everything. So
what's sad is this area, kind of going back to my state of the world as it is earlier. A couple of years ago, I discovered there was a con in Covington, Virginia.
Okay.
And I took my son to it. And there was cosplay going on. It's more of a gaming con. They called themselves, I got his little medal right here, Con of the Mountain. Dylan won second place dressed as Spider-Man.
Nice.
So it was really, really cool. And I thought it was close. It was 35 miles away. They shut it down because somebody complained it was satanic.
Well, I guess you're in a little area of town with a bunch of old people, probably.
Oh my God! It infuriates me. We used to have a toy store, game store here in town, or actually in Lewisburg, right up the road from me. They shut it down for the same thing. They used to have their Magic the Gathering nights there.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't a big Magic fan, but they shut it down because the town was complaining that the Satanists were coming in there doing their stuff. And it infuriates me, man, that nobody, of course, this is getting more accepted than it used to, but it's just.
Yeah, I mean, and I tried to play Magic, and I wasn't any good, but, it's a good time. People just get together. You're not bothering anybody. You're in your own building. You're just playing some Magic, and Dungeons and Dragons, used to be from the 80s and stuff, and that's sad. That's really sad that they had to shut them down just because they don't know anything about it.
Exactly.
And if they did, they might join in and have a good time. Who knows? So, anyways, well, dude, I know we haven't been. I know we went over 30 minutes and everything, but it was around 30 minutes. But I really appreciate you coming on, dude. It was a really great time. You are welcome back anytime. It was really fun. Tell everybody where they can find you. I linked your page in the description.
Oh, excellent.
So just tell everybody where you're at. Where they can find you and that stuff.
Well, I am Patriot Prime Reviews on YouTube. I like to focus on Generation 1 figures and Toy Hacks repro labels. I'm not really into reviewing brand new figures because I don't have access to them, except I did the Siege line because I lucked out with that Hasbro toy shop. Not really into the third party or masterpiece, once again, just because the money and being able to get them. So if you want to see Generation 1 reviews with a history of Generation 1 figures, hit me up. I lived and breathed Generation 1 growing up.
Yep.
And I got to do a shout out real quick.
Okay. Good.
To a prior guest you had, Mr. David Smith from Smith's Super Awesome Reviews.
Yes, sir.
He had a raffle. He had a raffle on his channel last month. And I got what I wanted in the mail today. I haven't even opened this. I told him, I said, you lucked out, buddy. It came today. When I get on Matt's show, I'm going to open it and show his generosity. So let's see what we got here. I know what it is.
Congrats, man. Yeah, that was a wonderful interview too.
He's a dude. I've enjoyed talking to him.
Yep. Really awesome, dude.
Power of the Primes Moon Racer.
Oh, Moon Racer, man, that backpack. Damn.
Yeah, I've got the orange one. What's Nova Star, Firestar?
Yeah,
I remember seeing her at my Walmart, but I picked up Ripper Snapper instead.
Yeah.
Never saw her again. I saw the red one. Never can remember her name. Nova Star. I saw her, grabbed her immediately, but then just could never find this one. And then David had this drawing, and I think he gave away like 10 figures.
Nice.
So, but he had, if anybody wants a figure, you would bid on that certain one. Like X amount of people put in for Moon Racer. I thought, well, that's the only one I want. And by God, I got it. So David, thank you. She's welcome on my collection.
Well, that's awesome. You got to do a review on her then. That's cool.
Now, Mike, the biggest thing with me and the newer figures is kind of why I got into G1. All the guys who get their figures first from they're already saturating the airwaves with their reviews. That's why I started doing G1.
Yeah.
Doing my research, and that way I could introduce the younger crowd into characters they probably never seen or heard of before.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Granted, my very first. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You got a good thing going. I'm sorry. Go on.
I say, granted, the very first review I did was for add-on parts to Generation 1 Overlord.
Oh, okay. Okay.
From Shockwave Labs, and I researched that heavily when I ordered those to make sure no one else had reviewed those. And by the time I got them, I was the only one.
Really?
And my very first review, where I didn't know what the hell I was doing, has over 4,000 views.
Wow. Nice. Very nice, man.
Now I'm tickled to death to break 200.
Really? Yeah, me too. Me too. Hey, me too. I believe. But anyway, so that's cool. But yeah, David's a really good dude. I enjoy everybody that comes on, and I'm really appreciative, and I'm honored that people would actually want to spend time with me and and talk to me and everything. And once again, thank you very much in the chat room. Hit that like button. It helps the channel. Go down there and sub, all that good stuff. And once again, go check out Patriot Prime's reviews. Really great stuff. He's up and comer. All that good stuff. And once again, thank you very much. It was an honor, and it was really a fun time. And you can come back on anytime you want to, man.
Outstanding, buddy. I enjoyed it. Had a good time. And I'm going to give you what I do at the end of every one of my reviews. This is Patriot Prime signing out. Hoorah!
And good night, folks. I'll see you on the next review and all that good stuff. Hell Hasbro.
Take care, guys.
All right. I got wave too. I don't know why I do that.